Wait, Mike. Oh,
What up, everybody? It is me with.
Sturdy, aka Sir Sturdy, and we're here. Scene Snobs, Scary Snobs, that kind of night. Starting early tonight. Got some things to do, so we were like, you know what? Let's go live and let's do it a little earlier, just to you guys can enjoy the rest of your night after this.
Yeah, I mean, my family decides. My family likes to do things like very last minute. So at like I don't know, maybe 12:30 at 1, I get a text from my sister saying, "Hey, we're all going out to dinner for Dad for his birthday at 6:30. You want to join us?" And it's really hard to say no to your family because initially I did say no. I said I have some other obligation at 7.
Hmm.
Like, why couldn't you tell me this like yesterday, which would have been easier to maneuver? But luckily, I talked to Sturdy and Mick, and we got it all worked out.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah,
we're
I get
here.
it.
I can't wait because, oh my god, man, horror, folks, horror is really taking off.
Oh shit, yeah.
I think it's here to stay.
Oh, it's been here to stay, but it's been here to stay since before we were even thought of. But it's definitely it's definitely making it in. I feel like it's getting more popular now. It seems it's getting a little more popular these past couple of years, and I don't know how I feel about that. Like, there's the one thing where it's like you want it to get that exposure. It definitely deserves, and the finances it definitely deserves. But at the same time, it's like you don't want it to get to the point where it's overly populated. Which I know there's a ton of horror coming out, but to where it's like everything is watered down. I'm not just talking about the things that people are just complaining about just to complain, but to where where literally everything is watered down because then it's just like, okay, it's just not even for the fans anymore. It's a cash grab, which I'm not saying you shouldn't get paid, but you get what I mean with that. We're just like, okay, this is 100% cash. Like, we went to go see this movie, and it was just
Well, the
I could
thing
have
with
just waited.
horror is, sure, I think we're gonna see that. I don't. I think that's
Oh,
inevitable,
of
like
course,
everything. But there's so many independent filmmakers involved with
it's true.
horror that I don't think it's gonna go that way. Like, maybe it's just because I'm not in those circles, but I don't hear a lot about independent comedy writers or independent, comedy films or action films because I don't know of anybody that's doing them because
It's true.
action films require a budget in a lot of cases, and horror doesn't.
And it does and it doesn't. But like you're saying though, you're not in. Same with me. I'm not in those circles. I'm sure there's a few out there. I'm sure there's quite a few out there. I'm just not in those circles to to I don't know. I just say I don't know. And by that we mean more so of like the indie go type of fan film budgets, fan film fan films or fan backed films like Kickstarter and all that fun, which is cool if you do it. Don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong at all. I love it. I love it. I just freaking backed some awesome comic books last night.
Nice.
So
Carissa's.
yo, I had to, man. The freaking when I seen the artwork and all that stuff on there, I was like, and then hearing the story mixed with it, I'm like, oh my gosh. And then like the horror twists, like she was saying how there's like a bunch of Easter eggs pulled from, like, for example, I think one of them was pulled from like what was it, Resident Evil 2 and a few others. I forgot because we had a nice long conversation yesterday about it. And I was just like, oh, even James, my co, he did it right after the episode. He was like, all right, I sent him the link. He's like, all right, I'm gonna grab this now. And the funny thing was, so what was it? Last week. Was it last week? Yeah. I ordered Joey Diaz's book. And there's points to this, people. I know it's not horror right there, but I ordered his book because I'm like, you know what? I was like, I only did it one night so far, but it's gonna be more. I was like, you know what? I'm still gonna lay down and watch TV at night, but let me crack a book open for a little bit, even if it's for say 10 minutes, even if it's just for a couple pages, couple chapters, whatever the case may be, just to kind of get into that habit again, that routine. And then I seen these horror comic books, thanks to Jason for setting this interview up, and I'm like, I gotta get these. Like, the more I heard about it, and with those type of things, I love supporting and backing the indie scene, the indie stuff especially. And I'm just like, I was like, I gotta get it. And I ordered that shit as we were talking about the things. I'm talking, listening, all this stuff. I'm going through the list. I'm like, you know what? Let me order this now because this is just, it's so cool. It's so cool, yo. Like, so you can get the first 4 issues for $40 over on Kickstarter.
Oh
Worthy
wow.
chaos. Worthy Chaos. Go over to Worthy Chaos and Kickstarter. It ends Sunday, I believe. It was 4 days. Yes, I believe it ends this Sunday. Kickstarter was 4 days, but it's definitely there's some really cool stuff in there. I ended up getting something else. That I got the 4 magazines. I got like something, or I keep saying magazines. I mean, magazines have been stuck in my head all day. I have no idea why. I got the 4 comic books, but I got like a different version of them, the variants and all that. Some cool shit. Some very cool stuff. Highly, highly, highly recommended, guys. Worthy Chaos. Go follow her everywhere and go check out her comic books.
Yeah, if you want to find out more, check out her Horror with Search Dirty from yesterday, or check out 3 Geeks podcast from last Saturday. There's a lot we talk about her. With her. She's awesome. She loves horror. We're gonna get her on this show at some point in the future, maybe next week, I think. But we'll see. But I got a question for you, Sturdy. Let's say you just met your wife. You guys are about to sit down and watch your first horror movie together. And let's pretend, I don't know if she had horror experience prior to you, but let's pretend she has never seen a horror movie in her life.
Oh.
What are the 3 movies you start her with?
3.
Oh, so this is put on the spot, folks. He has no idea that I was going to put this on.
Nope. So I'm going to start off with The Conjuring. Insidious. And 3, Friday the 13th. I got to throw a slasher in there. And I mean, if you let me go even further than that, I'll just say those 3 franchises. Start off with those 3 franchises. If she's never seen horror before, I think those would be my 3.
All right,
and that's just because you just you just threw it at me, and I'm like, you know what, The Conjuring are really good films, and knowing how I know how she feels about those films, but just like kind of erasing it and kind of throwing it at her, I'm like, okay, these are good, they're scary, and then in the guy brain, it's like, this is gonna get her, get them hugs and them closer things because it's gonna make her jump, it's gonna make her scared. But they're also good movies. So those 2, and Friday the 13th because I love it.
For me, I think I am going, and this is probably gonna get me killed in the horror community. I think I'm going with Amityville, the remake with Ryan Reynolds.
Okay.
Because I love that movie, and we're just now dating. It's got Ryan Reynolds in it. I know that's gonna be a way to smooth her into the horror scene a little bit. So I'm going with Amityville Horror with Ryan Reynolds. And then we're going to get a little campy, but not too campy, because I don't want her to think horror is a joke, but I want to find a really good horror movie that's going to be a little campy, but also really hit hard with the scares, and that is the Evil Dead remake is where I'm going to start her in that franchise. That's rough. But we're going
yo, hold up. We got to stop. Can we pause on that one for a second? That's some wild gore to start off with, yo.
Hey, man, you got to be able to hang with me. I'm sorry. I respect to hang together because this is my life. This is what I like to do. That's one of the things with relationships is I want to make sure the person fully knows who I am and what I'm into because I'm not changing. I like what I like, and if you like what I like, that's cool. If you don't like what I like, but I just want to know that you can tolerate what I like. I
respect it.
Yeah. And then my number 3, because I'm not a monster, we're gonna go with Return of the Living Dead.
Okay, I'm not mad.
Nice little comedy. With some horror undertones in it.
I like that. That's a good. That was an interesting question. Like, it's like your first, second, and third date movies.
Maybe
what's gonna get the date going?
Maybe there's an argument. Like if we sat down to dinner and she had mentioned maybe her favorite show was Goonies, or she really dug Stranger Things, we would maybe discuss it chapter 1.
I can see that
because it's got a very similar. She said, I really like the movie Stand By Me by Stephen King. It's got a lot of that kind of heart in it. So maybe
just going from the Stranger Things that you're just saying, just going from Stranger Things and it chapter 1, and you can even use chapter 2. Just what's his name? Finn something.
Yeah,
him, because he's in both. So that's like a transition because it's like, oh, I seen him from Stranger Things. I love him in Stranger Things, and you'll kind of rope her in or him in, whoever, rope the person in with that character that they're familiar with. And kind of go from there.
There was a South Park I watched. Like, this kind of reminds me of that one thing that we watched. You remember? And they're like, Goonies. He's like, no. Stranger Things? No. It. Yes. It reminds me of it. And it's so true because those things are very, very much so like in the vein of each other. Ooh, here we go. David Gregory says Boarding House, Terror Vision, Bleeding Skulls, Vinegar Syndrome.
Nice. Nice.
I need to write all of these down because I have seen none of them.
Same here.
Definitely need to check that out. I added a lot of horror to my to watch list, and one of the stories I pulled is Evil Dead Rise is out on digital.
Yeah, I seen that.
That was quick, and I need to own it. Why don't I own it yet, guys? It is 5:00 on Friday, and I still don't own Evil Dead Rise. I don't know what I'm doing with my life. I see. Anytime a new movie drops digitally, I have a fight within myself because the fanboy in me for Evil Dead wants to buy it now. But I'm also a big physical media guy. So I know that eventually I'm going to buy it on 4K. Like the state comes out on 4K, I'm going to grab a copy. And, it's that struggle. Do I buy the digital copy now and maybe give the digital copy away on Scary Snobs? Or do I wait? Ooh. Do I double dip? And I kind of want to double dip because I want to support this film so much that I'm okay with buying a digital and a physical copy because then they get twice the money that they were going to get for it, which helps to go in encouraging more of those films. So I think I'm leaning that way because I like that movie a lot and I really want to watch it. And my girlfriend hasn't watched a lot of horror recently, so
Is she into horror?
She'll watch it. Like when we were in high school together, we used to, sit on the chair and stuff and watch like Halloween and so forth.
Okay.
So
that's good.
Maybe.
Hey, make it a date night.
Yeah, buddy. Especially that one.
I don't know how to take that. I don't know how to take that.
If you guys are chilling on Mother's Day and your wife, or if you're a wife, seriously, sit down, watch Psycho, watch Evil Dead Rise. It's a great double feature for all Mother's Day people.
I don't think it's a bad. Yeah, horror movies on Mother's Day I think is a great idea.
Yeah, especially those two. One guy becomes his mother, and then the other one, a mother goes crazy. Perfect.
I mean, I have a wheel. Well, it's Mujeres Locas or Locas Mujeres, which is basically crazy women in Spanish. But it's from Shudder, which the section in Shudder is psychotic women. So Mother's Day is perfect. You watch that, you're like, okay, this is what makes them go nuts. Don't do this, guys. It's a learning experience for us.
Since I've been single, I usually watch Psycho on Mother's Day.
Psycho?
Yeah. Nice. It's a good fit. It's all about mothers and son relationships.
There you go.
But Evil Dead Rise is out, guys. If you haven't seen it yet, I highly, highly recommend grabbing a copy.
Now, have you ever seen Black Mirror? Any of the Black Mirror shows, episodes, or anything about it? Any of the seasons?
I've seen one episode and I really liked it. So there's no reason I haven't gone back other than the fact that there's too much stuff out. But I watched the one where they get rated on like social media in real life.
Mm-hmm. I've never seen any. People have been telling me since the first episode I need to check it out. Now I'm only mentioning this because season 6 is about to drop, or they're at least working on season 6, one or the other. And I'm like, I forget about the show until I hear the name again, and I'm like, maybe I should just give this shit a chance and just check it out one day because why not?
And they're doing it right though. They take years off between seasons to, find the right stories and so forth.
Mm-hmm.
Like, American Horror Story should really do that.
See, I was just thinking about this with what was not the Hunger Games. What was the thing that came out last year that a lot of people liked? I was one of them. It was kind of like it was a Korean show.
Oh my god. Squid Games.
That like season 2 of that. I forgot when that's supposed to be coming out. It's cool because it's like, I mean, you could even say with Stranger Things with this last upcoming season, but the cool thing is like, yes, you want them to work on it, you want them to make a good story and build on it, but then the downfall is like, does it lose its luster when say season 2 takes a year or two to come out after season 1? Is it like, or do you still have that same? Because you got to hype it back, like they have to hype it back up one way or another to get us back into it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Even if it's on a streaming platform, which 90% of the shows that we watch are.
I watched Ju-on Origins, I think it's called. It's on Netflix. Finally got around to watching that. The reason I hadn't watched it, it's closed captions, and the English dub, no offense to the people that did the English dub, is awful. So I was watching it in Japanese because that's the way I needed to watch it, and it's really good. I like it so far.
That's good. See that, and for me, I love, like, back in the day, I wouldn't really care for it as much. I shouldn't feel like watching the show or a movie and reading, but now I'm like, when it's a language I don't understand, that's the best way to do it, because the dubbed version, like, now that I really pay attention to movies more than, like a kid, you're just watching a movie, but now I'm like really into it. The dubbed version is just like, oh man, it just takes away. It takes away, like, not always, but there's a lot of times where it does. There is times where, like, here and there, say if I'm using it for background noise, like I'm like, all right, let me throw this movie on for background noise, then I'll have the dubbed version playing because I can't understand the language. And if it's background noise, I'm not really paying attention. I'm just like, okay, let me listen for certain scenes and pop up when I hear something, type of deal. But other than that, man, give me it the way it's supposed to be watched, please.
Yeah, it's awful when the dub doesn't match the emotion the actress on the screen is putting out.
That's the toughest. That's yeah. Because you're like, what the heck are they? I don't know what's going on.
I'm not buying your voice. I'm sorry.
Oh,
this is not the voice that would be coming out of that emotion.
No, not at all. Or that person, for that matter. Like, it just sounds like Timothy from up the street. No, it's not working for me when this is a Korean movie. No, I don't want it. Same with CGI. I don't want that either. Throw that somewhere.
So Dracula's Daughter is coming very, very soon from Radio Silence. Radio Silence is responsible for Scream 5 and 6, and Ready or Not, I believe, is the name of the movie that they also did. I'm going to double fact check that, but they've got, Scream's Melissa Barrera is in it, and Dan Stevens is joining the cast as well for Dracula's Daughter. And, what's fascinating is Scream 7 hasn't been officially announced yet. We know it's coming. The movie 6 did so well. But like, if you really sit down and think, and I saw a news report about this, one of the reasons that it might be getting delayed is Jenna Ortega films Beetlejuice next month. Then she's got to film Wednesday season 2. Radio Silence and Melissa Barrera are now doing this movie, which is their next film they're doing. So 4 very important factors of the Scream franchise currently is busy. And I swear to God, if they move on without those 2 actresses, like, I understand you could find new directors and writers. I'm okay with that. But there's no way that story makes sense moving on from your leads. So I'm glad, man. I love Radio Silence. I love what they do. And I can't wait to see this. It's something a bit more original, which we know that they can do because of the other films they've done.
Is it going to be going to theaters?
Or
does it even say yet?
Let me see. I believe this is being done by the same studio. Yeah, it was Ready or Not that they did, which is a great film. Have you seen that one?
Honestly, I don't remember. I'd have to look back on my list.
Okay, it doesn't say. I'm going to say that it's going to theaters because all their other projects have.
Okay.
It's being done by Universal. Which again is a different studio than Paramount, who does Scream. So
I guess what to wait and see, so to speak.
So I think they're just waiting to sign deals and wait for people's availability to come up before they announce a new movie, which makes sense. I wouldn't want to announce a new movie already.
And then, now, have you seen the movie The Platform? Netflix.
Platform. It sounds familiar.
I've
seen a lot of Netflix movies lately.
Yeah. See, that movie, it was one of those I know I wanted to see, and I believe I did see. I just don't remember 1,000%, but I believe we reviewed it over on Horror Research 30. So I'm gonna have to go look back at that. But there's a sequel coming out to it, and I am interested in watching it. If I watched the first one or not, I believe I did, but it's one of them things where you watch so many movies. Okay, perfect. James, did we review that, The Platform? I feel like we did, but again, I'm not 1,000% sure.
What's nice about You Sturdy is every movie you watch goes on your show, So all you have to do is like just type it into your YouTube page and it'll pop
know.
up whether you've seen it or not. That's convenient.
It is. I'm glad. Hey, it is. It's very convenient.
I need to watch the platform. That sounds fascinating. But have you seen Choose or Die?
Truth or Die.
Choose
or Die.
Yeah.
I don't think I've seen that one.
Netflix. It came out last year. I dug it. It's got Asa Butterfield, Viola Evans, who did a great job, and Robert Englund his voice is in it, and I dug it. I don't know. It's one of those movies. It's got a 30% on Rotten Tomatoes. It's got a 4 out of 10 on IMDb, but I don't understand because it's got a 4 out of 5 on Common Sense Media, so that's positive. But I liked it. I had zero issues with it.
Yeah,
I recommend you check it out. I think you'll like it.
I'll check it out. I'll watch any damn thing. I mean, good and bad. We did review it.
Yeah, it's the movie where they're on levels and the
platform. Okay, there was the food. Okay, yeah. I remember now. I mean, I know the levels thing, the thing that goes down in the. Yep, I remember. I don't want to give too much away because Jason didn't see it.
Yeah, spoilers don't bother me so much.
Well, I also don't remember everything.
I prefer not to know spoilers for like whodunit stuff, but spoilers don't really bother me.
I don't like spoiling. I mean, I can't lie and say that because my show is a spoiler show. But if I'm not reviewing something, I don't want to spoil it too much for people. How's that? That's probably a better, more honest answer.
That's fair.
If I may say so myself.
So Scream Factory is bringing the 4 Chucky sequels to 4K. Ooh. Now the question is which 4 sequels? Okay, so it is going to be Bride, Curse, Cult, and Seed.
So the last 4 movies?
Yeah.
Well, just do it from 1 through however many there are. Just do them all. Do a box.
Yeah, well, the first 3 are already out.
But I mean, you know how Friday the 13th has that awesome box set that it came out with a couple of years ago? Just everybody just do that and we'll buy it. And then just, we'll probably end up buying it again with the next ridiculous thing you come out with because we can't help ourselves. Jason's over here already talking about buying
Evil Dead twice. Yeah, man, I got to buy Evil Dead. I got to. I think I want to get it as soon as this is over. I think you've helped me with my decision, man. You're like my therapy.
I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but thank you. I mean, on your end, I don't know if it's good or bad.
It's a fine thing. It's fine.
But again, now you got a date night with the girlfriend. You'll get some nice fish fries and Evil Dead Rise. Fish fries and Evil Dead Rise. It goes together.
So the Child's Play, the first 3 are already out.
Okay.
So yeah, give us a bundle, guys.
Yeah, they can still do a nice bundle with some cool artwork that hasn't been out, that hasn't been used, or just whatever. They can do something. They can make something up. Cool posters. Get it done. Get it done. We believe in you.
Yep. And then when 8K or 12K comes out, we'll buy that one.
So here's another one, Jason. The Haunted. Spine-chilling, real-life paranormal franchise coming from the creator of The Conjuring, which we know what that means when they say real life. It's they pick bits and pieces of stuff and kind of, make it movie. But I'm here for it. I'm not even going to lie. After saying all that, I'm here for it because, 1, it's more horror. 2, with those type of movies, like, yes, you want the scare factor in there, but I feel you need a good story for those kind of movies. Like, you can't just have the scare. You can't just have the jump scares for those movies. For myself, I'll say, to be really entertaining and enjoyable, like you could for a slasher. You don't necessarily need a great story to enjoy a slasher, but for paranormal, in my opinion, you need that good kind of story to go with everything else. And I'm hoping they do that with it. I think they will do that with it. They better do that with it. Don't mess.
Usually, if they say inspired by, that means that nothing in the movie is based on a true story. There was a story somewhere that somebody told, and they were inspired by it.
Well, even the real life coming to theater, coming to the movies, it's like, okay, so you may get like the basis of the story, just like, okay, this is what like for Annabelle, for example, this is what the doll's name was. and that was it. I'm sure there was some things here and there, but that was basically it because it wasn't even that doll. It was the Raggedy Ann doll, really. But and I'm not mad at stuff like that though because it ended up being a really good movie in my opinion. So if you guys continue to do this, I'm going to continue to go to those theaters and spend my money and continue to buy them streaming or hard cop, all that stuff. And so is Jason.
Dude, I'm a sucker. You guys have me. You guys have me for $12K. You got me for $24K. You got me for $56K. Like, I'm a sucker. I'm gonna keep buying it.
But it's enjoyable. Like, it's cool to just sit down and watch and have these conversations with friends and loved ones, all the other cool stuff. And you're just like, yo, I watched this movie. I'm gonna watch this movie. Now I'm gonna watch it. Like, what do you do? Like, why do you spend so much time inside? Like, because I spend so much damn money on movies. That's why. It'd be irresponsible of me to go out when I just bought 17 Blu-rays and I'm out here hanging out with you fools. Like, we could have been at my house doing a watch party, but no. Like, this is irresponsible of me. Aaron, you're at work. Exactly. Wasted time.
Yeah, come on, Sturdy.
Man, I can't help it. I can't wait for this freaking Texas Chainsaw Massacre game to come out. It's supposed to come out in August. And I'm just like, hurry up, please. And again, here it is again, spending more money on horror stuff. But again, it's fun, it's entertaining, and it keeps me inside. It keeps me saving money in a sense. Keeps me safe.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of craziness going on in that world. Stay inside and watch horror and play horror video games, people. Go to the movies as well.
Yeah, don't experience the real horror. Just experience the pretend horror.
Yeah, that's too much. And make sure you watch Cocaine Bear. I haven't mentioned that movie in a while, but I'm telling you guys, if you've not seen that yet, and if you have a really good sense of humor and you love horror, it's out on Peacock now. Go watch it. I still need to get myself the Blu-ray just because, but watch that movie. I loved it. Jason loved it. It's just one of those, man. It's definitely not my favorite movie of the year so far. That's The Sadness. As far as the way I do my thing is the first time I've seen the movie for this year, not the year it came out, just the first time I've seen it. The Sadness is my favorite so far. But as far as like entertainment, funny wise, / all that other silly stuff, Cocaine Bear, definitely. I was hoping Winnie the Pooh would be up there with it. It was fun, but it wasn't Cocaine Bear fun. It was not Cocaine Bear fun, but I cannot wait for the sequel to that. For the Winnie the Pooh movie, whatever the hell they do with it next. Did you watch that yet, Jason?
No, I need to. I've heard it's awful, but I need to watch it.
You know what it is? It's one of those turn your brain off, have a good time. You wish you see it in theaters as the type of horror fan that you are, to where you'll watch anything and figure out a way to appreciate it besides Blood Lake, but that's a different story. That's torture. But this isn't torture. It's just there's cool kills in it. Like that's what I'm expecting. Some cool kills in it. Pooh could have looked like the Pooh character, the Piglet character. They could have made them look better, in my opinion. But still not bad.
I just did it, man. I just bought Evil Dead Rise as we were talking.
See,
there's no change in my mind, folks. I now own this movie, and I cannot wait to watch it. Ooh, David, I'm glad you reminded me. I forgot about that movie. I really wanted to see it because I love Jennifer Lawrence, and Javier Bardem is great as well.
I believe I watched that movie. I'm not sure. I don't think I was too crazy about it, but I don't remember. But I believe I did watch that. But it's making me think of another movie I do want to see. I'm going to write that down.
James, let us know if Sturdy has seen Mother yet.
I think we did. But I do want to go back and watch, because I haven't watched this movie since, thank you for that, David, because you made me think of another movie I haven't watched in a long time. Well, since it came out.
Dude, that might make my Mother's Day list this year, Mother.
Mama.
I've not seen that either.
That came out years ago. Seen it in theaters one time, and we went to I don't even know what the hell the screen was. It was one of the big ass screens, and we didn't get there early enough. It was me, my wife, my brother, and his wife. So we're like sitting damn near in the first, second row, kind of just sitting back, looking back at the screen like this, and the chairs don't recline. You don't see like the whole entire screen like you should. And I'm like. And it was one of those things where you have those punk ass teenagers in there talking and stuff. Like my brother was getting so tight. I was just like, oh man, this was. I was never like that in the movies though, as a teen. I actually wanted to go there and see it.
James asks, how do you feel about Bambi horror movie that's being made? Dude, Bambi is already a horror movie.
Super excited.
Me too, man. They're doing Grinch as well. And I hope they do Dumbo because that movie also.
Yeah, they should. They're doing a Grinch movie? I mean, I know David Howard Thornton was in a Grinch movie last year, which I still have yet to see, but I'm waiting until Christmas season to watch it because I feel like I'll have a better feel for it.
That might be the one that came out last year.
But I'm excited. Like I want them to do more of this, honestly, which I believe they're going in that route. I believe they're going to do they're going to go more with the Winnie the Pooh stuff, but I believe they're going to do more of the like Bambi and all this other stuff. There's things that they're allowed to use, and I'm here for it. And I kind of wish they started this when we were kids, but I'm here for it. I'm really, really, really here for it. I'm super excited for it. It's just one of those other cool. It's one of those cool things that I've never, me personally, I've never thought of until it happened. But then again, that's a lie because I've had maybe not Winnie the Pooh per se, but I've had conversations with some of our childhood shows or cartoons or movies or whatever, switch them on into horror and how creepy and crazy and scary it could be. Especially because a lot of these shows that you grew up on, like, Lion King, Little Mermaid, it's like kids being friends. I know Little Mermaid's a different movie, but kids being friends with like these odd creatures and animals. It's like just twist that into like a horror movie and think of how wild that would be and how crazy and creepy that would really be. Like my son thinks his best friend is a monster that he's been feeding cereal to, and then it kidnaps him. Some crazy stuff, and go on, so on and so forth. But yeah, I'm 100% here for it. I'm 100% here for it. And it's more horror. It's more fun. It's more horror. It's a different way to tell that story. It's different art. And like Jason was saying, I mean, with a lot of those movies, we dealt with death in a lot of these freaking kids movies growing up anyway. Like it's always the mother's dead or the father's dead or one of the parents dies in the movie right on screen. Rest in peace to Mufasa. And you're just like, wow, I think I can handle horror if I can handle this. Because that's a different attachment. Huh?
I'll go first to give you time to think. But what's something from your childhood that you think would be a good horror movie? And mine is The Cat in the Hat.
Wow, The Cat in the Hat,
dude, that would be terrifying. It's already terrifying, in my opinion. It's terrifying. Like a cat comes into your home and it's just awful. Like imagine it coming into your home even more psychotic than it is in the Dr. Seuss book. Beauty and Wonka also would be a good horror film. Beauty
and the Beast would be a dope horror film. Just because it's funny I mentioned it. I don't know if it was a TikTok video, YouTube reel, whatever the heck it was. Pinocchio, yes. Actually, there is a horror movie of Pinocchio, and I own it. I have yet to watch it. I have it on DVD. I actually ordered it the end of last year, which I gotta find. I need to watch that.
It's made by the guys who made Blood Lake, right?
No, I hope not. I don't think so. I still want to own the right to Blood Lake, though. But Pinocchio is a great choice. Pinocchio is a really good choice, even though there's one out, but I wouldn't mind seeing one remade. That's an excellent choice right there. What did I say for mine? Did I?
You haven't yet.
Ninja Turtles. Ninja Turtles can be some big ass turtles coming out of the sewer. And they won't look cartoony. I think they would look more how they would in the comic book. A little more dark, that darker thing. They're just violent with the stuff they have. That'd be some scary stuff. That'd be some scary stuff and fun. Super fun. But if you wanted to go like Disney-ish, I need another minute or two. I feel like I had one at the tip of my tongue and just forgot what the movie was called. I mean, and you could damn near go with any of them. Little Mermaid.
Yeah.
That could easily be a horror movie. I mean, just her going from the water to land. Like that transformation could have been way crazier than just some magic stuff.
Or any of the orphan movies like Annie or Little Princess with Shirley Temple.
Annie the Orphan being a slasher. Woo! Bring it on, please.
Or in just a thriller psychological, like with the whole, orphanages, asylums, especially back in the day, they're terrifying places to be in. Yeah.
I mean, you could easily make those in the paranormal or slasher, whatever the case may be. I'm in for it. Damn, that was a good question. Holy shit. I'm just like, I'm still stuck on it because I'm trying to think of some more. And
Wizard of Oz would be a good one. If you haven't seen Return to Oz, that's almost a horror movie. That
I've
movie
never seen
scared me
Return
so
to Oz,
bad.
Wizard of Oz. I could definitely see how that could be scary. You already said Willy Wonka. The stuff he put in that candy is just enough to make it a horror movie.
I mean, there's scary moments in the original Willy Wonka movie. And in the new one, really. I mean, Johnny Depp is terrifying. I wouldn't let him anywhere near my children in that movie.
Pirates of the Caribbean. I mean, I know you can kind of almost put it there because of some of the stuff, but you could really make that super, super dark.
That's why I want to see Spawn. I want to see a Spawn movie done well, because that would be almost horror too.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Get a
I don't
true
necessarily call it
movie.
Well, from our childhood, I did see the Spawn movie. And do you remember the Spawn from HBO? On HBO, the animated series?
Mm-hmm.
That was so dope. But yeah, that definitely does have some horror elements. The Land Before Time. That's another movie that was sad in the beginning.
The Land Before Time, man. I have a goal in my life to watch all of those movies before I die. There's like 375 Land Before Time movies. They like make a new one every year.
Without crying? That's not going to happen, is it?
Maybe the first one. I don't know what the other ones are about.
Yeah, I know I've seen the first one. I've probably seen the first two maybe as a kid, and I don't remember anything else. I don't remember part two.
I saw it in theaters, the original Land Before original Land Before Time I saw in theaters.
I mean, Jurassic Park. If you make that more violent, that's easily a horror movie. You can almost put it there now, but I mean, if you make that more violent, some blood and guts.
I think the first Jurassic Park movie was in the horror section when it came out. You can't put any of the sequels in the horror section. But I think first and third one, you can make the argument for the third one. But I'm pretty sure it was in the horror section in video stores.
I can't even remember. It's been so long. But I wouldn't argue. I wouldn't be mad at it. Scary situation. Dinosaurs coming back. People messing with stuff. And
the new one would not go in the horror section at all.
Not at all. No. It wasn't bad. James, it was back in the day.
See, James is keeping us in check today.
James, what's a kid's movie or a movie you grew up on as a kid that you would like to see a horror? Which I got one, not necessarily a kid's movie, but The Mask. Jim Carrey.
Oh, easily.
Oh my God. You know how awesome that would be? Just putting that thing on, and that, like, whoever puts it on, they don't know that it's possessed or cursed or whatever. They put that on, and they're just, and then anytime they take it off, they don't remember anything, any of the events, which could also be like a murder mystery type of deal or something, I guess, but still.
No, that'd be good, man. Do like almost a Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde thing with The Mask.
Yeah. Smurfs. Oh. No, that la, 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 la. Drink the children's blood.
Yeah, as long as the Smurfs are serial killers. The Smurfs have to be the bad guys. And,
definitely.
Yeah, Gargamel can be the good guy, the one who's trying to protect everyone.
And they just think he's some crazy old dude that's messing with the poor little Smurfs.
Yeah, and in actuality, he's trying to. That's actually perfect.
Yeah,
guys, you guys did Winnie the Pooh, man. When does Smurfs come on the public that they can use it?
Public domain. I don't know, but I feel like that's a great freaking. Oh my gosh, I want to see that now. I want to see the damn Smurfs.
I gotta try to sell my girlfriend on Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey.
And since we're at it, since the Smurfs, dare I say it, My Little Pony, My Killer Ponies. I mean,
dude, that'd be brilliant.
Because yes, it would be a horror comedy cheesy thing, but you could do it to where either they come to life as toys or they're just already alive as evil ponies. Yes, that's what I was gonna say. I seen that on YouTube or something, or Facebook or something, and it was saying how, like, when he turned into the beast and he's destroying the house at those times, that's people those were people. So he was killing people, and that's why they didn't show. I think when I haven't seen the movie in years, but you know how, like, when he gets when he's good and all that other stuff comes back and to life and everything else, and they don't show certain areas or certain rooms and stuff. So I feel like that's. Yes, I want to see that. And Nickelodeon has a horror movie out. Made a horror movie. I forgot what it's called. I have it written down or saved somewhere on one of my lists that I do want to see and review.
I want more Fear Streets on Netflix.
Yo, those were good.
Yeah.
Those were good. Those 3 stories, those were good. They were fun.
I mean, you could really make Beauty and the Beast a dark movie. Like, the whole plot of that movie already is dark. It is about a lady who's kidnapped and locked in a tower.
Yeah.
And then she gets Stockholm Syndrome and falls in love with her captor.
Yep.
Like, we can make the Beauty and the Beast a horror flick. It's going to be a dark one. It's going to be in the same vein of shoot, what's that movie with the? It's an older movie. They recently remade it with the very graphic rape scene that makes you feel like you're there.
Oh.
I Spit on Your Grave.
Yes.
You can do a very, very Spit on Your Grave type Beauty and the Beast movie.
You could use that or Last House on the Left, the remake and the original. Dr. Dolittle as a horror movie.
Dude, I'm in. That could almost be like Cocaine Bear, man.
No, hear me out on this though. The animals are telling him to kill people. He's killing people for the animals, that people harm those animals or beat those animals. So they're just like, yeah, this is what he did to me, blah, 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 blah. So yes, he's still a vet, though. He'll do his vet stuff to them, but then he'll do his vet stuff to the people. To death.
Dude, look at us. We're pitching these sick movies.
Look at these ideas. Look at this. Just out there. And those are the type, though. Yes, they'll probably have to be low budget to where only people like us will watch them, but they'll get watched. They'll definitely get watched.
Have you seen I Spit on Your Grave?
Yeah, I've seen that. I believe I've seen the original and the remake. And
I've only seen the remake, and that was rough, man. I know the point of it is to make you feel uneasy and kind of feel like she does, so that way you're rooting for the next part of it. But that entire sequence where she's raped is very, very tough to watch, and it's long.
It definitely is. Same with like
15 minutes long.
Same with it's not as long of a scene from what I remember in Last House on the Left, but it's just like wow, it's a rough one. We got Pokemon. Pokemon can work too. You already have monsters with, you know what I mean, beasts with powers. All they gotta do is just start taking over stuff. And the reason why they're being caught is when you catch them, you destroy the Pokeballs to destroy them. That's the only way you can destroy them, is if you can catch them.
Yeah, you could almost do like a Critters style horror movie with Pokemons.
Critter style?
Yeah.
I can see that. I want to see another, which this is already out there, but I want to see another Brightburn.
Me too.
Because my wife watched that the other day, and I was like, damn, this reminds me, I need to watch that again too, because it's been a while.
I would love to see like a Batman version of Brightburn. I love that they did it with Superman. Like, it is Superman in every way except for his name.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. I mean, Superman was originally sent to Earth to destroy it, wasn't he? If I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong. I don't know the comic books people.
No, he was sent to Earth to be its protector. There's like
you know who I'm getting mixed up with? I apologize, people. Goku was originally sent to Earth to destroy it, but then he hit his head or something. I don't remember what the hell.
There are like alternate comic, lore where Superman did come to Earth to destroy it, but that's. Like,
but I mean, a Batman. What you were saying about like an evil Batman would be awesome, just because of all of his weapons and stuff, all of his gadgets, like the batarang, all that stuff they just throwing through and blowing stuff up, and all, just imagine a batarang hitting somebody like right in the chest, and then boom, explosion.
Yeah, Sturdy and I are just here ruining childhoods today, everybody. We're just here
because these are from our childhoods, and we want to see this. We're going out and to see these kind of movies.
I want to see all of these movies.
Yeah, make it happen. Somebody needs to make it happen.
A Little Mermaid horror flick would be. I know you mentioned it earlier, and I kind of jumped over it, but like, think how terrifying that could be.
It could be. It could be very, very terrifying because, I mean, again, with her coming to land or them trying to force people to come into water, and that's how they breed.
I've seen there is a Little Mermaid horror film. It was made in Sweden, and it's loosely based on a Little Mermaid tale where, when they cut off that tail to give her legs, it is graphic AF. So you can definitely do some stuff with the Little Mermaid.
Wait, what's that movie called?
It's called The Lure. Lure.
Allure. Okay.
Yeah, it's a
'Cause that's
Swedish Little Mermaid type musical horror.
oh, it's a musical. You left that part out. He left that part out. He see me writing it down. Then oh yeah, it's a mermaid horror musical. It can, but
It
I
can,
wonder.
dude. We should do that. We should type in Little Mermaid horror into AI and see what it spits out, and we could do a AI Little Mermaid script reading
Ooh,
and not read it ahead of time. We won't read it ahead of time. We'll do it live.
ooh. You know, I
Right.
like that. That's a fun idea, though. Even though I don't like AI, but just for something silly, stupid like that, that's a fun idea.
Dude, David, thank you. If we do it, man, we're gonna have to include you.
Yes, yes. This could be fun. This could be really fun. I'm gonna write that shit down. Boom. That's an excellent idea, David. You're a genius.
I'm sure we can get Mick in on that.
Oh yeah. That'd be fun. That'd be fun. All right. Since we did the whole childhood movies of like how to ruin those. What are some other just any type from any era, any genre, childhood to adulthood? Would you want to switch to horror? If you could. Like, what's that one movie or movies or shows? Again, anything. Game.
This might be out of left field, but there's a sequence in this movie that could totally have just taken the movie in a different direction, and that is Uncle Buck. Uncle Buck as a horror film. But it has to be with John Candy, so I wouldn't want them to make it now. Because there's a sequence where he has like a drill, and he's going after her boyfriend.
Yes.
And like, yeah, Uncle Buck. That would be my pick. Or Home Alone, which we kind of got with Violent Night, but yeah.
Home Alone too, but yeah, you did kind of get that with Violent Night in a sense. Yeah, you definitely did. Oh, that's two good picks though. It's funny because I was gonna like, you know what, Home Alone would be such a good one.
I wish they'd do it now. I wish they would get Macaulay Culkin and see if Joe Pesci and Daniel Stern would do it. And just make a super dark flick.
He's a grown ass man now, but I'd still watch it. And I'm sure it's better than all the sequels after part 2.
Macaulay Culkin made a short where he was playing a taxi driver, but he was Kevin McAllister, who was also a serial killer.
Ooh.
I think he was killing home invaders, if I remember it correctly.
I mean, I'm not opposed to it.
I'll have to find it and send it to you. Like that?
Please.
Come on, man. Mac will do it.
I like that one. Oh, man, I asked you that question.
Daniel Stern's not doing anything. He'll do it. Joe Pesci's the only holdout that you really have to worry about.
That's true. But, I mean, money talks. The thing with that, though, is it's like, how many tickets is that movie going to sell? Like, it can't just be us. It can't just be us getting it. Like, okay, so they put this budget behind this movie, and now they're bankrupt. And now they're coming after us for coming up with this idea.
I see. I think you're selling it short, man. I think it would do really well. You don't call it Home Alone, but we'll all know what it is.
Yeah, of course. Nah.
Revenge of the Wet Bandits. That's what you call it.
Revenge of the Wet Bandits. The Wet Bandits return.
Oh, make it even darker. Let them win.
Ooh. Let them win. Yeah. Because I mean, in Home Alone, the way they were acting, they basically act like they were damn near going to kill him anyway. It's like you meant to just. It's the adult
3 years later, guys.
Let's
go scream with it. Let's get dark and just. Yeah, come on, bring the Wet Bandits back.
The sticky bandits, the wet bandits, bring them both. The sticky wet bandits. The sticky wet bandits. Holy crap! But Jason, my friend, what do you guys have?
Bandits, that's so wrong. That's like borderline X-rated.
Hey, listen. You got to sell tickets. Blood can be sticky and wet too. It's not all about the other stuff.
I think we've said it all, Sturdy. You guys can find my show. We're live Saturdays at 7 p.m. now, so I'll be on tomorrow night, hanging out, talking crap. And you follow me at 3GeeksJ. Follow us at 3Geeks Podcast. post a lot more of my face than you probably want to see, but I am always posting reviews and short reviews. I love doing 1 minute reviews. They're so much fun.
We got a couple more things as we're wrapping it up. Rocky and Bullwinkle. Yes. A flying squirrel and a moose. Yes.
I did like the fan theory that Kevin McAllister was Jigsaw. That Jigsaw was Kevin.
Okay. Torture
Yeah,
he's been doing to them.
Yeah.
I'm in.
I'm in too. I'm in. Hollywood.
Call us. Quick.
You don't even have to get the rights from Disney.
Prices go up every second to Hollywood. I'm telling you right now.
And if you're afraid of getting sued, just call it Revenge of the Bandits.
Rocky and Bullwinkle and Russian spies. Oh man. You got a lot of ideas out here, man. I don't know if any of them make sense, but throw some stuff at the wall. Something's got to stick, right?
Yeah.
What else has got to stick is you guys going over to horrorresearchstudy.com where you can catch all of my horror content, and then going on over to Popcorn and Pints over on Facebook and YouTube and catching all of our content on there. We're actually going to go on live tomorrow night at 9 o'clock Eastern time reviewing Brewster's Millions and Fright Night with Mick is going to be on there, and I believe Jason is joining us as well. I'm not 100% sure. I know you said you wanted to.
I wanted to. I don't know if I can, but I'll get back to you tomorrow because those are two of my favorite movies.
So tune in tomorrow night, 9 o'clock Eastern time, and again, Horror Research 30 every Tuesday and Thursday at 8 o'clock Eastern time. And don't forget to check out Worthy Chaos. Check it out all your platforms and check out the Kickstarter. There's 2 more days left, if I'm not mistaken. 2 to 3 more days left. I believe it ends this Sunday. So from today to Sunday. It's well worth it. Trust me on that. Thank you guys for popping in. We had a great time with you guys. Have a great night. Peace.